Welcome to Lime Rock Park in the new Hyundai Veloster. Now, the reason I chose this car was really down to a coin flip chance, and it was heads up, so the Veloster wins the race. Talk about winning the race, I chose at the qualifier. We're going to start off in position 10. It is quite a full lobby, which is great to see. I guess this is where everybody has been hiding lately. So we're going to get a great start off the line, medium tyres. It is a short race, only 9 laps at Lime Rock Park. Great to see this track back in the mix when I just got yeeted forward. I can't grumble, gained a few places out of that, and away we go. Yeah, it's great to see Lime Rock Park back in the mix. It has been a while. It is an absolute great track, and it's very quick and very technical. Although it doesn't look it, it really is about having the corner speed and really carrying that speed out of a corner. I was going to make a move up the inside of the Audi. It chose that wasn't the smartest idea. For some reason there's a VW in the wall. So we'll go at the end of this video to the crash cam. Make sure you stick around for that to see what really happened to that poor person who was stuck against the wall. Coming around this corner now, absolutely sending as much as I can, getting a bit of tow from the Audi up in front. We'll see if we can try and make a move in a moment. Looking out for the last cone, 200 meter board, down to third gear, turning in, and then accelerating around just ever so slightly, bring the car around, and then full throttle out of the corner. Back to your right side, just a touch of the brakes in third gear, coasting it nice and tight. Try and clip the apex a little bit, bring it back to the left, and hang it over to the right, and getting a great move there, the old switcheroo right, and overtaking the Audi. We're in position 5 by the end of lap 2, which is brilliant news, and the only way is up unless I fall off the track. Around this corner now, just a touch of the brakes in fourth gear, rub that curb on the right and bring it onto the curb on the left. Down the hill we go, letting off the throttle, just touching that curb on the right. As soon as you touch that curb on the right, start applying the throttle gently, and down the straight we go. And look at that, we're already 1 second away from the Audi behind, and we're 1.8 seconds away from the pack up in front. Hopefully we can close that gap a little bit more. Coming around this corner in third gear, rub that curb on the right and accelerate the way we go. Now you lot might question how and why this car was chosen, and if I did, why didn't I lie and go with the other car, because you know I can't stand the sound of this thing. Well, to be fair, as bad as it sounds, it's kind of convenient in the same manner as well. Roughly above 6,000 RPM, you get a bit of a change of tone of the engine, so you know you're in the power band. And to be fair, that does make a huge difference audibly whilst you're driving, so you can tell whether you're in the power band or not. I think it's below 6,000 the car doesn't sound so farty, where above 6,000 it really is setting one off for everybody to know. That is really helpful as an audio cue to know what rev you're in. Obviously, it's easy to hear a rev of an engine to an extent, but sometimes with all the other noises going on around you, it is hard to pinpoint and pick out what revolution you're at. I mean, the perfect example for that one is the GT2 BMW. I've bounced off the limiter several times because it sounded like I had more revs to go, and with it being the V8 and everything like that, I was off the limiter and I thought I had many more to go. Wasn't the case. So to listen to this engine, knowing you're in the right ballpark area of the power band really does make a difference. Problem we're having right now, we are losing pace from the cars up in front, 2.7 seconds away. We are still gaining away from position 6 behind, but we've really got to get our heels in and start actually being a bit more consistent and try and claw back on the cars up in front. We are setting a better lap time this around. We are doing quite well. 53 seconds I'd say is very good for this track. The only advantage the cars have up in front is they are in a train, so they will start eking away with a bit of slipstream and things like that from me. The convenient thing I have is I don't have to slow down or brake earlier for the cars up in front. I'm on my own little pace. I can set my own pace and be consistent, where the cars up in front are locked into what they can and can't do, although again in the straight line they will be slightly quicker. We are half a second up this lap, setting a 152.924. Braking again at 200 meter board, I do see a bit of overtaking going on. Hopefully the cars in front will keep battling and we can pretty much reel them in. One of them does have a 2.5 second penalty. I think it is the yellow one, or orange one, sorry, I'm blind as a bat. Orange one up in front, 2.25 seconds. So if I can keep up with that, at least not let the time get away from me too much, we'll at least have that position as well, and we'll end up in position 4. Coming up the hill, looking on the left hand side, double the brakes in 4th gear, rub that curve on the right, steering out of the corner and down the hill we go. Yeah, I think we might struggle ever so slightly. I think the Audi might be a little bit quicker in the corners than myself. It's really hard to judge, but they do have the slipstream, so as they create a gap from each other through the corners, they can close that gap with a bit of slipstream in the straight line, which is not something I can do. We only have 2 laps left to go. We're still setting a better lap this time around. We're doing really well. Tyres are getting a little bit worn and warm. There we are. We're on minor wear on the front. We are 1.5 temps up this lap, which is really good. We're around this corner now, about 95 miles per hour up the hill. We see a bit of smoke, but no carnage. Shame. Rub that curb on the right, not as much as I just did. And then down the hill we go. Just lost 0.5 tenth from there. Well, less than, yeah, it'll be about 0.5 tenth, wouldn't it? Going through that and messing it totally up. Look at that, the cars in front are now 2.8 seconds away. We're on the start of lap 8, braking at a 200 meter board, down to 3rd gear, turning in. It looks like the grass has claimed the victim as we're coming around this corner. We are now going to be in position 4, G920 behind. Hopefully they can get themselves back on track. 2 seconds away right now. It's going to be a case of keeping them at bay and catching up the cars up in front, because these tyres are starting to show their age now. And this car is struggling to corner somewhat. Into 4th gear, round this corner we go and up the hill. And then coasting it into this corner, just a touch of the brakes, rub that curb on the right, accelerating out the corner, a bit of sand up in front. But sadly they're still on track. G920 behind is 1.7 seconds away. Oh, there's a person parked there. Wonder what happened there. Again, any carnage that you may see will be shown at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that in the crash cam. Round this corner we go, in 3rd gear, accelerating out the other side. G920 is really reeling me in, to be fair. I wonder if they chose the hard tyre strategy, or their medium tyres are probably in a far better condition than mine, because I'm a moderate wear. That's not good news. I'm going to have to start really thinking about being defensive on our last lap, last few corners. Didn't want this to happen. We are on the podium. I've just got to hold them at bay. Coming around this corner now, being defensive, a little bit slow, a little bit sloppy. Going to hold them off, take the inside line in this corner, make sure they back out. Problem I've got now, they may have the slipstream and have a better run there than I just did. Contact has been made. I think that was a little bit of error for both our parts. Right beside me. Oh, what do you think, guys? Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at the time. There's like a pixel between us. 1 pixel between us. Before we start our next race at Watkins Glen, I'd just like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Andy Good, Jeffrey Anderson, DMC Motorsport Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, John Burns, AK47 and Uncle Boney. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and if you're enjoying what you're watching here, guys, then click that subscribe button. Coming down here, we are in position 5, touch of the brakes, round the corner. Usually a little bit quicker, but I was expecting a bit more of an incident, which clearly did not take place whatsoever. Down here we go, up the other side, thankfully still in the tow of the cars up in front, so I'm going to be able to reel them in. We have chosen again to go for the medium set of tyres. We are on a short race, so it's only 6 laps long, and it's also the shorter Watkins Glen. Looking out for the ambulance on the left hand side, down to 4th gear, into the bus stop we go. And look at that, we all made it through and alive. We are in position 4, coming around this corner now, looking about 90 miles per hour, seeing the blue hut on your right hand side, full throttle and out the corner we go. Audis do seem to have a slightly better exit than myself, but thankfully not going to be able to get away. Looking out for the 200 meter board on the right hand side, hard on the brakes, down to 4th gear, rub the curb on the left, and start accelerating out onto the curb on the right hand side. Coming into this corner now, knock it into 3rd gear, rub that curb on the right, and accelerate out to the wall on your left. Don't hit that wall though, because it is made of glue, and it will stick you. So, down the hill, down the straight we go. Looking out for a 200 meter board again, down the 3rd gear, turning in, rub that curb on the right and accelerating out of the corner, and away we go again. Now, it'd be great to know what you guys all think about the Veloster down in the comment section below. Or is it a car that you like? Is it a car that you cannot stand? Tell me what your feelings are upon it and how you think the car performs. For me, I think it actually performs quite well. It's not the best in the cornering department, but really does put up a good fight in a straight line. I do think the noise is somewhat annoying, but sitting up here as we go up the inside of those two cars as they take each other out, I think the car sounds alright. It's not as bad as it was, especially not from an outside perspective. But I can't really grumble so much, considering now the car's giving me P2 position. I think I've got to start to warming up to liking this car. I'm not sure. Hit that like button if you think I should like this car more. Just saying. It's certainly come out and shown me what it is capable of, and I'm not really grumbling. Problem is, I do have an Audi breathing all down my tailpipe. Looking out for the 2 meter board, onto the brakes, into 3rd gear. I was going to give them space. I was thinking they might take that move, but they backed out. Down the hill we go. I want to be close to that car up in front. I have a bit of slipstream, but I do have an Audi and a VW behind it breathing all over me. I'm going to struggle along the straight to hold on to this position, so I'm going to keep to the right hand side of the bus stop and not give them my slipstream. Coming back over the left hand side as something funky did go on behind, and they are further away than they was previously. Through the bus stop a little bit too slow, and out the other side we go. Coming over to the right hand side now, seeing the hut and accelerating full throttle out of this corner and down onto the curb on the left hand side. Be careful not to go over the white lines with your right hand wheels. It is a penalty area, you will get stung pretty hard. Looking out for the 200 meter board, onto the brakes, down to 4th gear, turning in, accelerating out the other side. Should have turned in a little bit early. As you can see, everybody has caught up actually very quickly behind me, and away we go. I'm going to keep to the right hand side of this corner now, so I have the I have the inside of this next corner. Looking out for the 200 meter board, onto the brakes, down to 3rd gear, and I maybe should have braked a little bit later. I didn't want to brake any later and cause any issues to the cars to my left now. You guys know me, I try and stay away from all the shenanigans, and what on earth was that? How have I got a collision? I haven't collided with nothing. Okay, well, you know, whatever. That was funky. That's really thrown me off, actually. I have no idea what on earth that was about. Yeah, I just totally messed up the bus stop as well. Oh, that's frustrating, that is. Yeah, there's some weird funkiness going on there. There must have been a ghost or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What on earth was that? Because I didn't hit the wall, I didn't hit the floor, and the ghost was behind me, so I don't know. It was weird. I may have hit the wall. I don't think so. Anyway, coming around here in 3rd gear, we have lost our great position of position 2. Sadly. We did see the Audi up in front hit the wall, so hopefully they hit more walls and we can actually reel them back in. Breaking down the 3rd gear, turning in, and down the hill we go, accelerating out the other side. Trying to keep up with Pro Liquid up in front and having a bit of slipstream. They are actually very quick in that goal. Credit where credit's due. It is a good car for this track to an extent. It's not the fastest in straight lines, but if you have someone to follow and tow along, you're going to be better in the handling department. I just wonder what the tyre wear is like, to be fair. Braking out the ambulance on the left hand side into 4th gear, rubbing the curves as much as you can, really braving those track limits, and around the corner we go. A little bit of tail out happiness, seeing the hut on the right side, full throttle, smoking up those front tyres. This Highlander does like to smoke up those front tyres, probably down to the way I've tuned the car. Could have tuned it better. I have done some new things I've not done before, so I'm just seeing how well it performs. I'm not too sure if this car is hard on tyres or not. Let me know down in the comments below. What is this car one of the cars that are really hard on tyres, or have I tuned it to an extent that I'm destroying my own tyres myself? Let me know. It'd be absolutely brilliant if you could. But we are on the last lap now, braking at a 200 meter board in third gear, accelerating down the hill we go. Still sort of keeping the cars up in front. I am a little bit off pace here. I think I'm really still bothered by that incident. I don't know why. I just can't get it out of my head. I just don't understand what happened. Anyway, we're now 1.1 seconds away from the cars up in front, which is also frustrating. Braking at the ambulance on the left hand side into fourth gear, going through here. What is going on? Come on, cars up in front, fight a little bit more so I can catch up and hopefully one of you two take each other out. That is what I'm hoping for this final lap. There's got to push, someone's got to push and take that position away from the cars up in front. We are 2.4 seconds away from the car behind, so we are in a nice area. I think the Audi has pushed their way through, not the Audi, the VW Golf. Contact is made from the cars up in front, and the Audi has taken that position back. Coming around this corner now. Yeah, we are staying in position 4, but cannot grumble. Cannot grumble. It's been an absolute brilliant race. The car's been an absolute brilliant car. And onto the crash cam. Oh, we got position 3. I didn't realise SC Joker and the Audi had a 1 second penalty. Hey, look at that. There we go. Look at that. We're on the podium. Right, onto the crash cam. We're at Lime Rock Park. What happened to this Golf up in front? Oh, they turned left on the right-hander. Well, that pretty much explains what happened there. Going over back to Watkins Glen, there was 3 abreast going into the bus stop. It's going to be brave. Someone's going to lose out here. One backs out. Focus clips the Audi and then slows that one down. And yeah, that is an absolute shame because that could have worked out pretty well, but it did not. And there's always somebody going to lose if you go 2 or 3 abreast at the bus stop. It's really not advisable. Right, so let's have a look at turn 1. And I've got to be honest with you, this is one of the most glorious turn 1s I've ever seen because 99% of everybody made it through in one piece. Look how beautiful it could be. How beautiful it has been done. And then outside of the corner there is a lot of smoke, so I wonder what happened there. But it did look great. It looked great. If it wasn't in the corner, if the accident technically happened after the corner. But let's have a look at what happened. Audi crits the Mercedes, gets sent from behind by Ford Focus, and yeah, they got sent into a right spin. Absolutely destroyed. Would you count that as drawing that corner? It was after it. Right, braking in this corner now. Ford Focus hits Aero Hornet and sends Aero Hornet off the track. A little bit of clumsiness from both sides right there. But credit where credit's due here. A good bit of racecraft right now. Ford Focus waits for the MG to overtake and gives them that position back. So clearly it was an accident and was not intentional, and it was great to see that kind of sportsmanship right there.